basically, well, things weren't going very well with the first girlfriend because we tried a couple times to have cereal, but it just wouldn't happen. I don't want to get too detailed here for family-friendly reasons, but let's just say that the spoon didn't fit the bowl. So we didn't have very much luck with cereal, so I met this Korean lady who was 15 years older than me at the guest house that I was staying at. This was in 2010, 9 years ago, quite a long time ago. And this was the first time I ever had cereal, proper cereal. And that was with this Korean lady at the guest house. I felt really lonely. I didn't have any friends. I sat by myself like a loser. And then they came along and they were really nice to me. They taught me Korean. They introduced me to Korean food. And best thing of all, I got to have cereal for the first time with one of them. And I had some pretty good memories. The reason why we broke up was, well, basically because she was 15 years older than me. When she got over the age of 40, I kind of felt unattracted to her. The western tip of Japan, there's a little town called Oita, which is where she lived. And I went to Oita, met her at the bus stop, and I basically moved in with her from day one. And obviously we had cereal on the first night. Probably some of the best cereal I've ever had. Apart from my wife, of course. She's obviously the best, number one. Love her so much. So you might be wondering, why did I suddenly go out and meet a guy? And there's mainly two reasons. The two reasons don't involve cereal. Reason number one, I'm really bored. And reason number two, I need content for my YouTube channel. So if this video does okay, maybe I'll go out and meet more guys. If you're a guy and you want a no cereal kind of meetup in Osaka, and you're not crazy and you don't mind me filming you or talking about you, then yeah, maybe we can meet up. It was a little bit tricky for me because it's been a really long time since I've been in that kind of situation where I've met up with more than one person in a social setting where the objective wasn't to get cereal. It's been a very, very long time since I just met up with a guy for non-cereal purposes. Everyone keeps telling me that I should go and get friends, and I've always argued that I don't need friends. Friends are boring. Can't have cereal with friends. What's the point? I tried explaining to my wife that because I have social anxiety, situations like that really trigger me and make me feel very uncomfortable. And then she got angry, saying, how come I can meet up with random girls for cereal when simple situations like that make me feel extremely uncomfortable? And then I had to explain that those two situations are completely different. Yes, it's true, I met up with dozens of girls because I wanted to have cereal, but that doesn't mean I felt comfortable with it. I didn't enjoy having to go on dates and sit in restaurants. I found it very boring, very uncomfortable, very awkward. But because I wanted to have cereal so badly, I just grit my teeth and I bared it, and I forced myself to sit through the whole dating process and, having lunch together and talking, so I could get to the end, to the good bit. But because I didn't feel attracted to this woman at all, I decided to go back to England to carry on with my job. I know it's strange to say, but I did actually prioritise my petrol station job over a woman and cereal. But I just didn't really see a future with me and that woman, and it just felt kind of silly getting into a serious relationship, because then I would have to look after her daughter. Compared to using your looks and personality on a YouTube channel, is that depending on the size of your audience, you have, well, it just boosts the amount of eyes that get exposed to your looks and appearance and personality, and it increases your chances of having that tasty cereal. Why not go to Europe? Well, I went there last year. I went to Germany, and it was pretty much the same. I just sat in a hotel. But at least in Germany, I got cereal. I checked her ID to make sure she was over the age of 18, and then I started to look for a hotel. I booked the nearest hotel I could find, and then we walked in and checked into the hotel room. We went into the hotel room, and then I guess you can imagine what happened. We had 2 bowls of cereal in the space of a few hours, and then we got dressed and decided to do some sightseeing around London. And we headed back to the hotel since it was starting to get a little bit dark. I wasn't really feeling like having cereal so soon again, so we just switched on the TV and we started watching the news. I had my sandwich and she had her sandwich. We didn't really talk much. I had no idea what to talk about. After watching the news for a few hours, it was starting to get late and I felt tired. So I started to get ready for bed. I brushed my teeth and I put on my pajamas. We got into bed and we had another bowl of cereal, and then we cuddled and fell asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night and we had one last bowl before waking up in the morning and then heading back to London Victoria to say goodbye.